Welcome, you are with the Skeinz Diaries. It is Monday, the 12th of June, episode 256. Welcome along. Sorry, I'm late. Monday mill day. So, you get that. I was rushing around and then I got chatting to a customer and then I suddenly realised the time was like, it's 7 minutes past. I need to go. So here I am. So welcome along for this Monday. And as you can see by me all rugged up, it is a bit chilly here, as I am sure it is chilly at your place as well. Yes, no, we definitely had, good morning, Jeanette. We definitely had what I would call a classic winter weekend here across the weekend. It was cold, it was grey, it was wet, and it meant it was perfect for some actual knitting. Welcome on in, everybody. Come on in. Good to see you. Couple of things to talk about this morning. First thing is, what is the first thing to let you know? The Yarnology is up and live. I can't remember whether I mentioned that on Thursday. So that is up live and ready. And also too, because the weather was absolute rubbish, I actually managed to get some knitting done over the weekend. Could you believe it? Yes, I did. Managed to get some knitting, and I've even brought it in to show you, to prove to you that I managed to get some knitting done. So to refresh memories for people, as I'm digging it all out at the bottom. Yes, this is not a Skeinz yarn. This is not a Skeinz yarn. So this is a yarn I was given. It's a wool yarns yarn, but it's a yarn that I was given by my brother for Christmas. And it's, big going. So I decided, since I hadn't knit him anything other than like the odd hat or what have you, that I would do my jumper. So, and I'm glad you're here, Charles, because I know you put in some stuff on that. So here's the body of the jumper, which is essentially done. Oh, I hope I don't have stitches go and there it goes with the marker sailing off the end. So it's in stocking stitch there with a little bit of twisted rib detailing at the side. So very, very simple. And so I've gone bottom up, as you can see, and I'm making it up on the fly as I go along, which is very apt of Maree to do. And I'm using as a template a sweater that I know fits him, because he's borrowed it actually when he's come to stay with me before, which this is it here. And I'm using that as my sort of sizing template, because ultimately, that's sort of what I need to do. And I'm up to sleeves. So I have done the body up to where I believe the armholes are going to be. And then I've now knitting sleeves. So there was sleeve 1 that is finished. And for the longest time, sleeve 2 has been sitting in Sleeve Island. And you can actually see, and have I gone and done oh my gosh, and I've just gone and realised that I have gone and cocked it up on that sleeve. I've just gone and realised I've done some knitting. Look at that. Look, can you see the mistake? I've just realised that now. Oh, how annoying. The things you find out when you come out. I'm going to show it to you. I don't know how I would have done that. I would have been a million miles away. Let's turn it inside out and you'll see it. More on the inside out. Yes, I've gone and done. I kept the ribbon going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. There they are. Look, right there. Stop it. And that is actually roughly where I had gotten to. So I've actually done that much since that time. So the $6 million question is, do I rip it back, or do I just ignore it and keep going? Or do I actually just drop back those stitches and fix them? And I need to... Jeanette saying 1 o'clock then. I know, Jeanette, it is. It is. Oh, funny. That's so funny, because I was so proud of myself that I haven't shown you how much I've done. I'll actually possibly, because this is a gift, what I think I might do, because it's actually on the opposite side of where I'm at. And now that I've got Charles here, I've got phone a friend in the house. What if you cut it and rework and Kitchener it back? Yeah, that's a thought, Charles. The only thing about that is Kitchenering those twisted stitches. It'd be a pain in the ass, is my thought with that. The only thing I'm wondering is whether I just do them one at a time, whether I just drop back that because it's nowhere near the increasing, where I've got that problem stitch, I just drop that one stitch, go all the way down, fix it, and then pick them all the way back up again. And it'll take a little bit of time, and then just drop down each one and just do them one at a time. And just it'll take an hour or so, and be a bit patient and do it that way. Because it is literally, I can see what I've gone and done. I've gone ribbity rib rib rib, and then I've just kept ribbing, and then for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches. I think that's what I'll do. I'll call it a design detail. Oh, trust me, I'm famous for doing that, Charles. And that's the other. I mean, look, if it were a stocking stitch on the stocking stitch side, I'd possibly do that. But the other thing, just looking at it, because it's in reverse stocking stitch, and it's there, and as you can see, like that's where I've been. You can see where my magic loop spot. By the time I'll see how I feel. I might do one. What I might do, Jeanette's nodding her head. It's the quickest way. I know. What I might do is I might do one of them and see how much of an arse ache that is. And if it's an arse ache, then I'll go, yeah, design floor. If it's not an arse ache, I might actually do it. We'll see how I go. But anyway, that's until I discovered my mistake on live telly. That's where I'm at. And look, I've only got a couple of inches to go. But see, when I hold it up like that, look, see, when I hold it up like that, it sticks out like dog's bollocks. And so that'll annoy me. So I think that's what I'll do. It won't take me long. It's all right. God, I've decided he's probably not going to get it on time anyway. But that's where I'm at. I've got that much left to do. Yeah, well, Charles is just saying it may not be quite so difficult to drop down. I like the idea of doing it one stitch at a time. Yeah, and I think just one stitch at a time. I reckon if I just pin it one at a time, drop it down, crochet hook back, and I'll do it from the inside, like from the stocking stitch side. Drop it down. Next one, drop it down. I think that's how I do it. And if I do the first one, yeah, I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's annoying. It is annoying, but it just shows you we all make mistakes. But once I've done my sleeves, then I have to attach them to my little friend here. So I have, I've got that. So what we've got here is I did make sure when I did this that there is actually a little bit of extra room here. So I'm not going to be doing a lot of I'm going to be making sure that I've got some extra stitches to join up across here for when I go to do my sleeve. So instead of worrying about the extra stitches here, I'm going to have the extra stitches around the base of that sleeve in those last few rounds, I've decided. And then I'm going to just do a little set-in, I think. Set-in, go up. So it'll be plain, a stocking stitch to here with a reverse here, and then this shoulder will settle in. So that's the plan at this stage. But I'll need to fix that sleeve first. But it was quite good, though, to at least get a pretty reasonable amount done. And the thing that annoys me is I've been knitting this and no Chardonnay's been involved. Maybe that was the problem. I don't know. The other good news too, and I haven't got them to show you because he has gone and swiped them already. Remember I said to you my son wanted another pair of the Norwegian house slippers. So I finished them yesterday and I ran them through the washing machine twice. And to be fair, they need a third wash because obviously what I had in there wasn't some of the yarns felted more readily than others, but it's mostly three of the yarns are pretty felted, and then one of the and then the two yarns not quite as much, but that partially felted, and that was enough. He saw them drying, he snagged them, and he's wearing them. He literally, would have had to have ripped them off his feet to bring them here. He barely let them dry before he put them on. He just loves them that much. Right, Robin is asking, Maree, what is the beautiful pink jersey in the back of you? Well, I'm glad you asked, Robin. I'm glad you asked. This is the new sweater that Deline has just made for us from the new Incognito. It is utterly stunning. It's called it used nine. This one here used 9 balls of the lotus in the leather base, and the design is called Sea Haven. And it is by JST Knitwear Designs, Jennifer Shields Toland. It's a Gansey inspired sweater. So as you can see, that's quite Gansey through there. It's yoke and styling and then plain through. Now she has said she's given it an advanced beginner. It looks like it, and I've just had a look at it too. And I guess, Delene, if I know you're there, you're lurking. But it's sort of a knit that would be quite a good one if you're wanting to sort of move into knitting in the round. But doesn't it look stunning? I just think it looks absolutely stunning. The fabric, as you can see, the fabric that this yarn creates is beautiful. It is, honestly, I cannot tell you how gorgeous this yarn is. It is utterly amazing. This pattern, it looks fabulous in this pattern. And looking at this, and how well this has come out, particularly with the twisted stitch detail up here and this lovely Gansey style here, is if you've got gingerbread in your library, which Truly Myrtle gingerbread, I think this would make an incredible gingerbread. It would look so, so good. Sue's just saying JST Designs has just released a fingering version of this design, perfect for Sockmatician. Oh, hey, Sue, thanks for that. That's a good heads up. It is just a really, really neat design. Now, I don't know whether it's a paid one. I haven't actually honestly looked because Claire picked this one. And I just think it's a stunner. So in fact, I'm looking at it thinking, quite like that. Yeah, it is gorgeous, Patricia. It is really, really lovely. It's great. It's got both written and charted instructions. And yeah, really good. There's some really good information in terms of extra yarn needed for body lengthening as well, and what you would actually need, which is actually a handy thing to have. And you can go long or short sleeves. It's a cracker. I think it's a really, and it's the stitch definition. I mean, you can see the stitch definition even from way back here is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So if you haven't managed to pick up any of that Incognito, it is definitely well worth popping into stash. The other thing too is if you've got a mum who is particularly good with hand washing, so they're not going to try and throw this in the washing machine. I have to say this yarn would be wonderful for baby garments. It is so beautifully unctuously soft. So any of the Lisa F designs in the DK would look amazing in this, absolutely amazing. So don't feel that you couldn't knit it for a baby garment. It is super, super soft, but it will need to be hand wash only. But it is utterly divine. There's just, honestly, there's so many that would be amazing. And even just if you wanted something completely plain, but it feels good. I mean, the oatmeal that I've knitted, that would be great in oatmeal. The Fox Bay that I've just completed would look incredible in this. It is just, and I've got my shoji on today, and I have to say, shoji in that yarn would be incredible because as you know, I did mine with Cozy and Whisper Fine, but this sort of the stitch definition that you would get on this would be quite crisp, and the yarn that was used in the pattern was a smooth, quite cylindrical yarn. So you had the stitch definition here was quite defined, whereas obviously for me it's a little softer because I've got the halo of the mohair there. So if you were thinking of torturing yourself with 2.5 meters of that big long swathe to do a shoji, definitely give this a go. And I love wearing it. I'm never going to knit it again, but I love wearing it. And also to any sort of shawls as well. It's just so delicious and squishy and lovely, and it is worth it. So I think $8.50 a ball. I think it's the same as our orb. And it's the same count as our orb. And the other thing too with this Incognito is because it's not treated, it's got a little bit more bounce and grip to it. I'll show it to you. Yeah. See, I mean, look at that bounce. Noing, 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 noing. All that wonderful bounce. And it has got that little bit of grip there. It makes it fantastic for slip stitch colour work. It will, and it just holds and it grips. And if you need to steek something, this will steek beautifully, beautifully. So the nice thing is there's the two sort of bases. There's the leather base, which is this one, which is the softer and lighter. And then you've got the grey base, which is a little bit deeper and richer. But the nice thing is that you've got some contrast there. So like the leather is this beautiful, beautiful, soft, sandy taupe, and you can mix that with the tourmaline, which is this dark, broody grey, and the tourmaline gives you that lovely, perfect contrast, and then you can add a pop of colour, whether it be the lotus, whether it be the dried moss. I think would make so that would be gorgeous. That sort of rich, deep mustardy colour. Whether you do a more brighter version with the leather or a darker, broodier version with the grey, it'll give you the contrasts. So have a little play around. I just think it was stunning, utterly stunning. What else? I'm just so behind. This is the trouble with mill days. It gets you all betwixt and between. Hopefully you are staying warm and keeping your knitting up to date. That's the other thing. She's waving a ball at me in the shop. Right. I think that she's reminding me to tell you that the indicator is almost all gone. So I think that's what that prompt is. There's only a handful of colours left. So if you haven't picked up the Indicator Baby Alpaca, make sure you do that. And also, I haven't had a chance to dive into them. I think Kathy's here. I see West Knits has been a busy lad, put out a number of patterns, and those modular sort of designs, again, perfect for these sorts of yarns. So we'll be having a look at some of those. But until then, I'm going to keep moving. I know, short and sweet today. I haven't even started on the newsletter. See, Mill Day Mondays, I'm just behind right from the get-go. Have a good rest of week, and I will see you on Thursday. Until then, take care.